Into the light Clubman class, minimum driver weight here is 75 kilos. As we've just seen, last year's top 5 have acquitted themselves admirably in Premier class, and lightweight champion Peter Cole has skipped Clubmans to join them. But James Dowding, Stefan Charles, Ben Finch and Dave Waters have all made the move up from lightweights to take up the slack. After morning qualifying, a win and a second place from grid 15 gives Simon Rudd pole position on his Club 100 Sprints debut. Dave Waters' 3rd and 7th place gives him grid 2. Heat 1 winner James Dowding and Stefan Charles start on row 2. Stephanie Walters and Ray Norris on row 3. Ross Wheeligan and James Hazelhurst, who has also moved up from lightweights, start on row 4. Carl Watt and Alex Ring round out the top 10 of this 20-car grid. The pace car has pulled off. We're round Cafe Curve. Simon Rudd in pole position controls the pace over start finish. We're racing at Buckmore and Rudd is into turn 1 first and ahead of James Dowding. Stephanie Walters trying to find a way past Dave Waters. She's got the inside for hairpin 1. Oh, Ross Wheeligan locks it all up. Oh, and he's taken out Alex Ring. Waters has got the inside for hairpin 2 and he has 3rd place back. Ben Finch going ahead of Oliver Goodacre there. Alex Mitchison goes round the outside of Goodacre. Wheeligan has recovered. Through the Syme sweep they come. Down at Paddock, it's Simon Rudd ahead of James Dowding, Dave Waters, Stephanie Walters, Stefan Child. Carl Watt was trying to go down the inside of Ray Norris and Oliver Goodacre got Paddock all wrong there and has lost out to Liam Nolan. Finch trying to hold off Carl Watt. Can't get it done. And Carl Watt's gone through. And Goodacre's caught up with Liam Nolan, who's been backed up by Ben Finch. Nolan going to have to go the long way round the outside of Conways. Is this an opportunity for Goodacre? Looking over the curbs, he's inside of Nolan. Now is he going to run him out wide? No, he's not. And now Goodacre's in trouble because Steve Townsend can go down the inside into hairpin 2. So Goodacre loses another spot and he's down to 14th. Down at Paddock, Stefan Charles looking for a way past Stephanie Walters. Into Garda and he gets it done. So Stefan Charles moves up to 4th. And he's lost a few kart lengths on Dave Waters. End of lap 2 and it's Simon Rudd setting the pace. He's 0.6 of a second clear of James Dowding. James Hazelhurst looking down the inside of Ray Norris. Norris has run out very wide towards the A2 and Hazelhurst is through to 6th place. Goodacre just picked off Simon Taylor. So Hazelhurst up to 6th. Leader Rudd through the S's. Dowding, Waters, Child, Walters. Gap then to Hazelhurst. Norris, Mitchison, Wheeligan. Carl Watt coming through in 10th. Then it's Finch, Liam Nolan. Hazelhurst narrowing to Paddock. Could be a chance for Norris to take it back. Oh, the chance for Mitchison to pick off Ray Norris. So the pair slowing themselves down, giving Wheeligan, Carl Watt, Ben Finch a chance to close in. Simon Rudd sets the fastest lap now. Remember, fastest lap times in this first final, along with the heats that were earlier, will set the grid for final 2. Ross Wheeligan and Carl Watt going at it into hairpin 1. Watt gets run out wide, but he's got the inside for hairpin 2. Hazelhurst has lost out to Ray Norris. So Norris is back in 6th place. And Dave Waters ahead of James Dowding. Down at Paddock. Through Garda and Simon Rudd is pulling clear. The advantage is over a second now, 1.6 seconds. Now it's ahead of Dave Waters, James Dowding, Stefan Charles pulling clear of Stephanie Walters. Mitchison trying to get across. Carl Watt and James Hazelhurst going at it into Conways. Dowding tries to take 2nd back. I can see a hint of snow in the air. It's been bitterly cold all day. Drivers were greeted by snow on the ground for yesterday's endurance races, requiring cars to clear it. No sign of that yet. So Dowding and Waters down at Paddock. Liam Nolan clear now of Oliver Goodacre. What is the fight for 12th place? Simon Alcock behind Simon Rudd here has been off. Rudd's not let him slow him down though, putting a lap on him. He's 2.6 seconds clear of James Dowding. The field coming through. This is the battle behind Ross Wheeligan for the battle for 10th place. Hazelhurst under pressure from Ben Finch. Finch looking to the inside of hairpin 1, can't get it done. Jack Harding goes down the inside of Oliver Goodacre for 13th. Goodacre taking a wide line into hairpin 2, try and get that position back down at paddock. He still has Steve Townsend on his bumper. Jed McInnes, Simon Taylor and Chris Lewis-Evans round out the tail of the field. Lewis-Evans in 18th, the only drivers behind him. Alex Ring went off at hairpin 1 on the first lap. Simon Alcock has been off as well. So we've got a battle on here. Ray Norris under pressure from Carl Watt at the top of the hill, and Carl Watt goes through to 7th place. So Simon Rudd looking fairly dominant here. He was fastest in the heats. So showing some speed. Could be a Buckmore specialist, of course. We'll have to wait and see what happens at Bayford Meadows at round 2. Or he just might like the cold weather. If he does, no one else does. So here we go, end of lap 7. And the lead is now 3 seconds on James Dowding, who continues to have Dave Waters in close company, looking to the inside into Conway's, and he moves through to second with a good move. Obviously got the exit of Garda right, the run through Cafe Curve, setting him up for Conway's. Ben Finch looking to the inside of James Hazelhurst, and he's got it done. So Ben Finch moves up to 10th. Liam Nolan losing out to Jack Harding. Dowding coming at him hard down at paddock. There was a yellow flag out there. Not sure what that's for. Back on board with Goodacre. I think it's for rearranging those tyres to block the shortcut. Harding down the inside of Hazelhurst, and Liam Nolan takes advantage. Goodacre's going to go around the outside as well, following Nolan. Poor corner there for James Hazelhurst. Ben Finch comes through in 10th. Jack Harding up to 11th. Back on board with Goodacre, taking a look down the inside of Conway's. Carl Watt has caught up with Stephanie Walters. This is now the fight for 6th place. Ray Norris is back on his bumper as well. Ross Wheeligan not far behind. Needs to find a way past Simon Alcock fairly quickly. He'll be looking for blue flags for Alcock to move him out the way. So Ray Norris trying to close once again on Carl Watt, who's lost a kart length or 2 on Stephanie Walters. Simon Rudd, Sunday driving all on his own. Dave Waters and James Dowding glued together as they've been throughout. 4.2 seconds down on the leader. Stefan Child trying to get across. He's a couple of tenths quicker. He might just catch the tail of them before the finish. Certainly if they keep on dicing. Into the S's. Waters leads. Dowding looking comfortable. Now is this a case that Dowding's good coming downhill as Waters is going uphill, cancelling each other out? That's essentially Buckmore in a nutshell. Carl Watt down the inside of Walters. Can he get it done? I think he has this time. So Dave Waters coming through Cafe Curve and on board with Goodacre. Oh, heavy contact into the side of Nolan. I think he's backed out there to let Nolan have the spot back for fear of a penalty. And that puts James Hazelhurst and Simon Taylor on his bumper. Jack Harding, I saw there taking a look down the inside of Ben Finch. Don't know if he's got it done. Liam Nolan. Oliver Goodacre holding off Hazelhurst, Taylor, Townsend, Jed McInnes and Chris Lewis-Evans. Whoa, Hazelhurst coming in sideways with Taylor. And down the inside of Waters goes James Dowding. Well, it's all picking up towards the finish of this final. And I think Simon Taylor may have got a move there on Goodacre, then made a mistake into the S's. James Hazelhurst, oh, heavily into the barrier, loses his momentum and into the side of Liam Nolan. Game on at the front once again, and here comes Dave Waters looking for a way past James Dowding. And here comes Liam Nolan with Oliver Goodacre and a crowd behind him. Contact warning board out there, if not a penalty board. Carl Watt trying to hold off Ray Norris. Simon Rudd all on his own. That's the only thing that's certain. His lead is 5.2 seconds. Here's Dave Waters. Dowding has been better coming downhill. Looks to the inside. course, moving those barriers out the way has made that corner a little bit easier. So Simon Rudd will come through to start his final lap. His lead is 5.4 seconds over Dave Waters, James Dowding, Stefan Child, Alex Mitchison. Then it's a gap to Stephanie Walters, holding off Carl Watt, Ross Wheeligan, Ray Norris and Ben Finch. Simon Alcock a lap down, stuck in the middle of it. Liam Nolan under pressure from Oliver Goodacre. Norris, oh, Wheeligan spun himself out as Ray Norris was looking to go by. Alcock gets out of the way for Norris. Ben Finch has got Jack Harding on his bumper in 10th. Down at the bottom of the hill, the battle for second. Dave Waters goes in narrow to paddock. He's learned his lesson. Now he'll go defensive into Garner. He won't be quick off the corner, but it'll be difficult to pass. No worries there for Simon Rudd. He's heading for victory on his debut in Club 100. No way by for James Dowding. Dave Waters gets into Cafe Curve first. He finishes second. James Dowding is third. Stefan Charles finishes fourth. And Alex Mitchison rounds out the top 5. As always, fastest laps have decided the grid for final 2. And fastest so far in every race is Simon Rudd. Jack Harding, showing his win last year was no flash in the pan, starts on grid 2. Dave Waters and Alex Mitchison start on row 2. Stefan Child and Carl Watt on row 3. James Dowding, Ross Wheeligan, Ben Finch and Chris Lewis-Evans round out the top 10. All those times being set in the second half of final 1. And it's 20 karts on the grid once again for light clubman class. Final 2, the revs are rising and the Union flag is flying. And we're racing down to turn 1 and Simon Rudd's got the whole shot and it's ahead of Dave Waters. Jack Harding's missed the start, although he's trying to come back at Waters down at the hairpin. Stefan Child in 4th, lot of contact. Finch there on James Dowding. Down the hairpin 2, mostly on the track, sometimes on the grass. Over the curb on the Gia block. On board with Jed McInnes at the back of the field. Stephanie Walters well down in this one, ahead of him. Oliver Goodacre ahead of her. On, off the throttle there by Jed McInnes. Jack Harding down the inside into Garda, back through to second place. The field streaming through. James Dowding trying to recover. He's down there with Jed McInnes, down at the bottom of the top 20. And it's Harding in second. Simon Rudd's already breaking clear. 1.7 seconds clear at the line. Simon Alcock runs out wide. Ray Norris has gone through. Ray Norris up to 12th. Oh, Wheeligan's made a mess of hairpin 1. And sideways Dave Waters. Now is it so cold that there's no grip and it's almost driving as if it's damp. Streaming through the S's, down the Syme sweep. Stefan Child sawing at the wheel as well. Waters down and through, back to 3rd. Child coming straight back at him. Alex Mitchison and Carl Watt right there. Bit of contact, a bit of rubbing, but it's Simon Rudd clear of Jack Harding. Waters in 3rd. Child, Mitchison, Carl Watt in 6th. And it's a gap to Chris Lewis-Evans and Ben Finch. Finch looking down the inside into Conway's. Has he got it done? I think he has on the exit. Braking, locking up there from Alex Mitchison. Down the hairpin 2. Oh, and a love tap there for Stefan Child. And Carl Watt goes through to 5th place. The field sweeping through. On board here with Oliver Goodacre. He's down in 13th. The field down at paddock. Alex Ring trying to make up for a poor first final. He's done. Chris Lewis-Evans. Next target is Ben Finch. Jack Harding has responded and is now trying to close down on Simon Rudd, but he's got a lot to do. He's 1.5 seconds off the leader. It's a 13-lap final. Mitchison trying to find a way back past Carl Watt inside at hairpin 2. but he won't have the momentum off the corner. Carl Watt uses all the track and quite a bit more. Through Symes into Pullmans, then on the brakes, and he's closing in, although he goes in deep into paddock on Stefan Child. Simon Rudd, your race leader, into Cafe Curve to start lap 5. His lead 1.4 seconds. Jack Harding chipped another 10th out of him on that last lap. On board with Oliver Goodacre. That's Ray Norris ahead. Trying to put a move in on Simon. Alcock made a mistake and Goodacre's gone through. Ross Wheeligan looking to get past Chris Lewis-Evans, trying to recover off it after his start. James Dowding has just not shown in this final. Made a poor start, seems to have lost his momentum and never got it back. Jed McInnes coming through in 15th place. Goodacre down the inside of Alcock, and he goes through to 11th. So Oliver Goodacre making some progress. Over start finish, Alex Ring trying to close on Alex Mitchison for 6th. Wearing his rain suit, there's no rain in the air, it's just to keep warm. Down the inside of hairpin 2, gets his wheels inside, but momentum in the corner is still Alex Mitchison's. Dave Waters beginning to drop Stefan Child, who's coming under pressure from Carl Watt. Ben Finch closing on Alex Ring, bit crossed up through Pullmans, got it all together for Paddock. Finch doesn't close any nearer. Ross Wheeligan down the inside of Chris Lewis-Evans for 9th at Garda, and Jed McInnes has just got past Stephanie Walters, who's going backwards through the field. She's now down in 15th place. I think we've lost Ray Norris somewhere out on the circuit. He's now showing a lap down, 2 laps down. Stefan Child coming under pressure from Carl Watt, who's took a wide line into hairpin 2 to try and get a good run down the hill. And he's closing through the S's. He'll try and get right on his bumper on Symes' sweep. Oh, he's almost got a bit too close, had to pull wide in Pullmans. And this might give Mitchison a chance. Running into Garda, he's away back, but he's down the inside now. Good move from Alex Mitchison. Sideways off the corner for Carl Watt. James Dowding's gone past Simon Alcock, and Jed McInnes has taken advantage as well. So McInnes goes up to 13th place. And McInnes is looking for 12th. Dowding runs wide. Well, I'm not sure what is going on with James Dowding. He showed well in the first final. I can only think that the temperature is so cold that the track has got no grip at all. Dowding has gone back through. A wave of the hand. Through Symes' sweep. Early lift there from Jed McInnes. Well, up front, look at this. Simon Rudd is being run down by Jack Harding. We've got a race on for victory in final 2. Alex Ring ahead of Ben Finch, but for how much longer? Gets his wheels inside. Hard but fair racing, that's all we ask in Club 100. And Ben Finch moves through to 7th place. And Ross Wheeligan on the wide line, trying to run round the outside of Alex Ring, who gives him the room. And Wheeligan over the grass on the Gia block. I don't think Finch knew he was there. Sweeping downhill, Dave Waters in 3rd place, clear of Stefan Child in 4th. Alex Mitchison under pressure from Carl Watt. Then it's Finch, Wheeligan, Alex Ring and Chris Lewis-Evans rounding out the top 10. Jack Harding has chipped out another 2/10 on Simon Rudd. His lead is down to 2/10 of a second. Finch ahead of Ross Wheeligan. Wheeligan looking for a way by into Conways. It looks like a contact warning board went out there to Alex Ring at start-finish. Closing on Ross Wheeligan into hairpin 1. Looks to the inside of hairpin 2, gets through cleanly. I think Wheeligan was taking the wide line in to try and make a run on Ben Finch down at Paddock. And Jack Harding closing on the bumper of Simon Rudd. into the closing stages of this second final. And Simon Rudd now under pressure, perhaps for the first time. Jack Harding closing. It's a kart length. Indeed, it's less than that now. Half a kart length coming off hairpin 1. The laps are running out. Jack Harding needs to get on with this one pretty quick. 2.5 laps from the finish. Sweeping through Symes, into Pullmans, on the brakes, into Paddock. Pick up the throttle, try and keep the revs up. Into Garda. Try and get back on it early. Through Senna. Up the hill, Cafe curve flat out. Ride the curb on the inside, look for a line into turn 1. Waters is holding off Stefan Child. Alex Mitchison has had Carl Watt on his bumper for at least 2 or 3 laps now. Has Carl Watt got anything for Alex Mitchison? On board with Jed McInnes. James Dowding has moved ahead of Oliver Goodacre, because it's Goodacre ahead of us. Dowding up to 11th. Battle on at the front. Just warming up really. But he needs to get on with it. There's only a lap and a half from the finish now. Next time by will be the final lap board. Alex Mitchison under pressure, and here comes Carl Watt. That's been coming for a couple of laps, and he goes through cleanly. Good move. Ben Finch jumping in, gets his wheels inside at Garda and goes through. So Mitchison finds himself down to 7th place. The final lap board is out to the leaders, and the final lap board's going out to Ben Finch as well. He comes through in 6th place. Alex Ring looking to the inside of Mitchison. Mitchison trying to come in late and leave early out of turn 1 and gets down the inside of hairpin 1. Oh, shot behind there on Ben Finch. Hasn't broken his stride though. Trying to get back on it. Down at Paddock. Jack Harding's not close enough. He's moved on to the bumper, but he's not going to be close enough for Garda. Simon Rudd's got this one covered. Just the Senna S to go. And the run up the hill. Simon Rudd makes it back-to-back wins and leads the championship heading towards Bayford. Jack Harding finishes an excellent 2nd. Dave Waters is coming through in 3rd place ahead of Stefan Child. They'll be 2nd and 3rd in the championship tonight.